Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Ultimate Voltron from Playmates Toys. That's right, we are continuing on with a look at more awesome toys from the new Voltron Legendary Defender cartoon series on Netflix. Playmates has released a new line, and I've really been digging what's out there so far, so let's check out the Ultimate Voltron. As you can see, Ultimate Voltron comes in a large window box that fully showcases the giant size action figure within. It's also got the little hole there, the try me spot, so that you can play with some of the light and sound features in the box, and then rotating that around to the back side, you'll get a glimpse at some of the other items that Playmates Toys has released in this Voltron lineup. So let's go ahead and get this guy pulled out of the packaging so we can take a look at him. As you can see, it's another large-scale Voltron in this line. If I bring in the tape measure to kind of size it up, you can see that this particular Voltron stands right at 14 inches tall. So it's about 4 inches shorter than the larger Combiner Voltron. This one here is just a straight-up action figure. The lions do not detach, so this is just a regular old Voltron, but it's still very cool. And actually, if you're looking for a Voltron that you can pose around on your shelf and articulate, this is probably the Voltron that you are looking for. So let's go ahead and dive in and take a closer look at it. First things first, this guy looks incredible. He really does. I think the sculpt on this guy really nails the look of the new Voltron. And one of the things when we're talking about this version, when compared to that Combiner one that I've already taken a look at, the proportions on this one are actually much more in line with the way that Voltron appears in the animated series. Of course, the Combiner one is a great toy, and I really loved it. But since it is a Combiner where you're taking lions and transforming them and forming it together, it's a little bulkier than Voltron actually looks in the series. So this one is a little more slimmed down, and it's got the proper proportions, and I think they did a great job with that. Overall, I think the paint deco is really nice. The plastic that's used is a really nice plastic. It's sturdy. The whole figure feels nice and sturdy, and I really like that. The colors are bright and vibrant. For the most part, the paint deco is all really nice. There's still some missing paint apps on the face. We got the red paint kind of missing, same as we saw in the larger one, but otherwise, I don't really have any complaints. And the overall design is actually really cool in this guy. He's got a bit of a battle damage look, which is an interesting take. You can see if you look at the kind of the chest area or even the front of the legs on this guy, there's lots of scratches and dings, little dents in there. There's like pieces of the paint that looks like it's scratched off. It's kind of a really cool effect and really gives it that feel that this Voltron has been defending the universe. This guy has seen some action. And overall, I really like it. I think the design is wonderful on this guy. But this is where things get really fun with him. I mentioned that this is the posable Voltron. So this guy here has got some really great articulation. So let's take a look at it. First of all, the head's articulated. The one complaint that I really had about the larger Combiner Voltron is that the head is not articulated on that one. So this one fixes that. You got a nice ball jointed head. The neck moves all the way around. You can move the head up and down and side to side. Really great range of motion there. The shoulders have really nice joints, and did you hear that? It's got those nice ratchet joints. You're actually going to find that all the way through this figure, so that's really good because he's this larger scale figure, so having the ratchet joints will actually help him stay standing and maintain his poses. So the shoulders can go up, forwards, backwards. You can really see those ratchets grinding there. So good range of motion there. We've got swivels at the bicep area. You got your standard joints at the elbow. Look at that. Swivels very good. So great range of motion there. And then look at that. The wrists can actually swivel, at least on the Red Lion here. You can actually rotate that at the head. The mouth on the Red Lion opens and snaps shut. The snapping mechanism is, again, just like on the Combiner one. That's so we can hold on to the sword, which I'll show you in just a bit. The left hand's got a bit of a gimmick over here, so the head doesn't turn individually, but you can see it still rotates the full forearm there, so that's pretty good. We do not have any articulation in the torso. We do have a light up feature that I'll show you in just a bit, but otherwise the legs, look at this. The legs can go forwards and backwards. Pretty great range of motion there, and you can really hear those ratchet joints grinding. But look at this. We've also got great hinge joints there, so legs can go outwards, which is awesome, and swivels at the thighs. Good joints at the knees, nice tight ratchet joints at the knees, and then the feet. Even, look, you can move the whole foot up and down at the ankle, and the toe, which is kind of the head of the blue and yellow lion, also moves up and down. So I love all of the articulation on here. You should be able to get some really great stances, and in addition, the wings on the back are also articulated. Not only can they move inwards and outwards, so you can do that way like that, but they also move upwards as well. So you can expand the wings just like that. You can stand them more upright. You can put them outwards. You can fold them so that they're kind of behind Voltron. So there's lots of different poses you can do with the wings as well. And you can really get some pretty good poses here. I will say that the way that the feet are, you do have to find the right pose to keep him standing. Sometimes he's going to topple down just like that. It's just a matter of finding the right balance, I think. The feet are a little awkward since they're the lion heads, but it's really not so bad. And honestly, I was able to pull off some pretty cool poses with this guy. So I thought that was really, really cool. And overall, the figure feels nice and solid, but he's still a good lightweight material there. So he's going to be great, especially if you've got kids that want to fly Voltron around, pose him, punch the bad guys. I think he's going to be great for that, but he's also going to look really good posed and standing on your shelf. So I really like the articulation on this guy all the way around. So let's talk about some more of the gimmicks here, some more of the little action features. I mentioned the lights and the sounds. So there is an on-off switch on the back. He comes with batteries already. There's a battery compartment here where you can install AA batteries if you need to. But if you flip the on switch there, and then you press the button on his belt, it's going to activate some really cool lights and some sound effects like this.
Form Voltron!
Now the voices seem the same as what we see with the Combiner one. It's not the actual voice cast from the cartoon, but it's still good voice acting, so I'm okay with that. And it does seem like he repeats a lot of the same phrases that the larger Combiner one does, but I will say I love the glowing blue lights in the face and the chest. I think that is really, really cool.
Lance, Huck, give me full reverse thrusters!
I'll make him back off. Guys, hang on! Let's see if I can freeze these guys.
Now we go on the offensive. You dropped a sonic boom on him! Pidge, form shield. Form Voltron! Pidge.
So yeah, you got a lot of really cool sayings there. I think that's a really, really fun feature. In addition to that, I mentioned the gimmick kind of over here in the Green Lion. The Green Lion has the ability to fire blasters. You do have a little button here on the side of the arm, right here, and when you press it once, it opens up the mouth of the Green Lion. Now we've got a small little projectile missile, just a little gray missile, that we can plug into the Green Lion's mouth. So let me do that real quick. I can snap the mouth back closed. So you can kind of aim that, press the little button there, and it opens up the mouth, and then press it again, and this happens. Boom! Launches out the missile. And it actually works really, really well. I will say that a few times I tried it, the missile kind of bumped into the top of the lion's mouth and it didn't fire out, but most of the time it shoots out just like that, and that thing just launched all the way across the room. So it's over there somewhere right now, but that's a fun little feature as well. And I also like how the button has the multi-purpose. It opens up the lion's mouth and fires the missile. So that way you can recreate some of the laser blasts. And then, of course, lastly, we do have the sword, the Voltron sword. It's very nicely done. You can see it's got a nice translucent blue blade, which is very cool. This is perfect for the red lion's mouth over here because it's got that little hinge joint that snaps shut. It actually fits perfectly on the sword. And now you can pose your Voltron using the sword, wielding it, blasting off with the Green Lion. You can pull off some very cool poses. And you can push the button like that, and you can get some lights and some sound. So overall, I think this guy is a lot of fun. So how about a little bit of comparison time? Here he is standing alongside that larger legendary Voltron, which is the Combiner one that I've already taken a look at. That way you can see the size difference between the two, but it also really kind of gives you an idea of what they look like style-wise. You can really see the style difference between them and see how the proportions are much better on this Ultimate version. So there you go, my friends. There is a look at the brand new Ultimate Voltron from Playmates Toys. If you are looking for just a straight up Voltron action figure that can pose well and will look really good on the shelf, and you're not worried about pulling apart the lions, this guy is highly recommended. This is a very fun toy. It's well built, it's well articulated, it's got some fun little gimmicky action features that don't really hinder the play value whatsoever or the articulation, and I think both collectors and kids will really like this one. So I got to give a very special thanks to the folks at Playmates Toys for sending this guy along so I could get a good look at him outside of the packaging. These are hitting store shelves right now. You can find them at places like Target and Toys R Us. So happy hunting, my friends. And hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit that like button, leave me a comment down below, let me know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on a review. Until next time, my friends.